Welcome to Inside the Mill. We talk real fitness, real results, and the stories to prove it. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mill podcast. Coach Christian here, my main man Seth. And this episode's for the men out there. So we're going to be talking about 5 things men are doing that are killing their testosterone. Point number 1, lack of quality of sleep. And I'll put this number 1 because it is number 1. It's the biggest thing that guys neglect. I've been guilty of it.
It's everybody. I think it's men and women, regardless of results.
It's going to affect you in a lot of the same ways. Yeah. Men are just, and we start to burn out too, because we think that we need to sacrifice our sleep to work more and to try to produce a lot more. But in the end, you might get more done in that moment, but then you can't continue to do that over and over again. You end up burning out. I know for me, I was always searching for a nap every single day, and I would think that I was giving myself time back by grinding late nights and doing things like that, but I'd end up losing it because I'd crash midday, have foggy thoughts, and I just wasn't able to work clear and be productive. And so I know for me that I've been guilty of it. And once I've kind of leaned into it and got myself a wearable with my Garmin and actually able to track how much sleep, it was very eye-opening for me. And it's allowed me to get way more progress whenever I just lean into that. Not only that, results, for a lot of people, it's crushing your cortisol levels, and then you're starting to hold that stubborn belly fat that you're trying to get rid of, and you're not able to put on muscle because you're not getting enough sleep. It's just too many stressors on your body.
Yeah, so we're just talking about the problems that it creates, and then go into some solutions to get over it here in a minute. So it's a few different things. It's you're during the week, you're pushing hard and you're trying to get more done, and you think that you need more time. And so what happens is the more time, we try to get up earlier, we try to stay up later and work harder later. And then when it comes to the weekend, this was me, when it comes to the weekend, now you want some free time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember staying up 11, 12 a.m. watching football on the, was on the West Coast or whatever, and they've got the late games. I'd be up watching football, and then I would, next thing that happens is now you're not getting to bed even later. And so on the weekends, the weekends, we're supposed to be rest and recover, and instead you're burning both ends of the sticks there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you don't understand how much it impacts you because you get so ingrained in doing the same habits, and that you just get used to it. And I think a lot of people don't realize how good they could actually feel.
Yes.
And so with our first, everything that we do is, when we have the code, is we're going to get to the facts first. And so you talked about the wearable. I don't think that you understood until you had that wearable and you started to track it.
Yeah.
I've been wearing my Whoop for almost 5 years now, probably longer than that. So that's what really started changing for me. Even though I had it, though, I was still 5 hours a night, and now I'm getting upwards 7.
That's awesome.
There was one time this week that I had 9 hours. I went to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening, just because I've been putting a big focus on the rest as far as that goes. So once we get to the facts about how much, and you start to gamify it, where it's how much REM sleep am I getting? How much deep sleep am I getting? And then we can go into supplements and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing all of it.
Well, like we say all the time, awareness precedes change. And for me, I would just I didn't want to talk about it because I knew deep down I wasn't getting enough sleep, but I was just there's other things more important. And then once I was aware of it, yeah, for sure, I can recover a little bit different than someone who's in their 40s, 50s will be able to. But eventually you always told me, though, dude, it's going to catch up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it now, but it's just going to catch up to you. So me getting a grip on it at a young age is going to help set me up for success in the long run. And I wanted to throw in, right before we talk about some fixes that we can help with these dudes. I want to throw in a study to actually show how much it actually does impact us. This study is just one night. So it showed even just one night of getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep can cause a drop in your testosterone levels by 10 to 20%. And what that does is going to increase your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, which suppresses your testosterone. And that's going to lead to less energy, lower mood, worse workout performance. And then not only that, it's just that fatigue and that weight gain, that stubborn belly fat that I talked about earlier. Like if you've noticed some good progress that you've made, but there's little tweaks that you need to make in order to get rid of that last little bit of belly fat. It's not just controlling your calories and working out hard. You've really got to lean into the sleep side of things. And you can be doing everything right, but not have your sleep under control. And that alone can keep you stuck. And it's frustrating. It's a frustrating feeling. So let's kind of lean into those quick fixes that we can help everybody out with. Man, a cool room. Having a room that is what I think they say like 67 degrees or something like that's the most optimal. So having your room that's cool and get off your phone. I think that's the biggest one is people are like, man, I just lay in bed. I can't fall asleep. And then I'll ask them, well, do you put your phone somewhere whenever you go to bed? Like, no, I'm scrolling on TikTok. I'm scrolling on this or that. And so you got that screen that's in your face. Not only that, most of the stuff on TikTok or most stuff on social media is very negative. And it's what that's doing is stressing you out even more. And then you can't even shut your brain down. And so that would be a big one for me. I know you could probably touch on food.
3 hours before bed, stop eating. 2 hours before bed, stop drinking. The thing about this is your food, you put food in and you eat food right before bedtime. And it's like you go into the pantry. I used to be that guy. Go into the pantry, eat a few things before bed, and it's like putting your clothes in the laundry, and it's like it's you want your clothes to be able to go to the dryer, but you got it in the washing machine, and it's like, okay, well, it's in the washing machine, it's getting has to get washed, and then it's like it never get you're asleep, so you never get to complete. So like your body wants to break down and recover and rest. And if it's breaking down food instead of breaking down your body, that's an issue. So 3 hours before bed, trying to eat 3 hours before bed. 2 hours before bed, um, trying not to drink. Reason for that is waking up in the middle of the night 2 to 3 times, especially guys that are starting to get a little bit older, waking up 2 to 3 times a night, 4 times a night to go and pee is an issue. It's breaking up your sleep that way. And then an hour before bed, quit looking at the screens.
Mm-hmm.
I've started wearing blue blockers. They're kind of amber. Where I watch, if I'm watching TV, I'm putting those on about 7 p.m. and so it's blocking all that blue light. If I'm looking at my phone or whatever, it's blocking that side of it. And the other side of it is like when it's time to start winding down, having like, right when I wake up, I'm getting into natural sunlight, so it tells my circadian rhythm like it's time to get up. But when I go to bed, it's like I start to have like candles that are take the lights down, so where it's like dark, and then maybe you just have like some candles or some type of lights, like the stove light over the top of it or whatever, so that starts to tell your body, okay, it's time to start to wind down. Now your body's smart; it starts to understand that. Supplements. I'm big on magnesium. I take a few different types of magnesium. One of them is MagTech. Um, and so, like, yeah, that's another supplement I take is glycine, which is amino acid to just help out that way. Um,
I like what you said about our body being smart because it really is. Like if you set the tone and do that every single night before bed, as soon as you start one or two of those things in that routine, your body does start to recognize it with sleep and it starts to shut down.
and that's something I'm real big on right now. Is sleep consistency. It's like bed by 9 o'clock, 8:30, just trying to get it to the same time. And then what happens is the same time in the morning time and get that sleep consistency up to where it's like, okay, I'm going to bed at 8:30. I'm up at 5:30, and I'm up ready to rock and roll or whatever as far as that stuff goes. And then now you start to, but what happens is we'll stay up and there'll be a Monday night football. Monday night football maybe 10:30 until you get to bed. Then you're not waking up till 6:37, and then next morning, the next day you're going to bed at 8:30, and then you're waking up. And so it's just like we got to have some sleep consistency. The way I look at football, man, I'm just bringing that up because it's something I struggled with.
Yeah.
Sports, as far as that stuff goes, I started to look at as like, okay, these guys are living their life and they're playing their game, and that's how they create their careers, by how they make money and stuff. As far as that stuff goes, their game's not important. My game, and my game of life is I got to get up and I've got to do things and perform. You talk about since we're talking to the guys and stuff. John Mateer, today's Red River Rivalry. It was real big. I saw the dude's sleeping 9 hours, 9 hours a night.
He's interviewing him. Wearing
an Aura ring, and he knows that he's how important it is. And don't be shocked. And like this is before the game. That dude had surgery 17 days ago. Don't be shocked if that dude goes out and balls out today with his and recovers from that surgery a lot faster. He's young, but he's putting a priority on sleep. My son, same way. That dude sleeps all the time, but not in a bad way. He just very like if he's got some downtime, he's sleeping and getting some.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important for us. So that's
no doubt.
Like we nailed that one
for sure. And that's the biggest one. I'm glad we leaned into that one that way. Number 2 is just poor nutrition. So just eating a lot of processed foods, not focusing on protein, just the sugary stuff. All that stuff just spikes your insulin, crushes your hormone production, and ultimately just puts it down into the drain there. So, and this is not only just guys but women too. Just undereat protein a ton. And if you don't have any awareness around it, you don't actually realize how much you undereat it. And a lot of our clients that we bring in at the Vitality Meal, that's one of the first things that we make sure, like, hey, we're getting protein in every meal. We'll make sure that we're prioritize that. And then once they move on to the skill set side of things and we start having them track, they're like, dude, getting over 100 grams, and this is guys that are 200 pounds. They're like, getting over 100 grams of protein is so hard to do. And it's, you think, and it is at first, but then you start to realize, like, well, I could probably pull this out of my nutrition. I could pull this out for sure. But you practiced it, you've built that skill set, and so you have a education around foods that are high in protein, and you start to realize all the crap you can pull out of your diet in order to hit that protein goal.
You stop eating all the crap like you talk about. I'm in a place where I've got a nutrition coach, performance coach, and with quality foods that I'm eating, like we were messing around goat kefir the other day, or kefir or whatever. I'm just like, I'm Oklahoman. I'm just smelling it out. But I'm having that. I'm having that to help my gut.
Mm-hmm.
But do you start to like meat, rice, like avocado, like things that you like? I start to look forward to eating it. There's one that I'm doing now, like pancake at night that I get to have every night, where it's buckwheat flour, some baking soda, and then throw in a banana and smash it up, and then I get to put some like type of yogurt on top of it with some type of honey or something. Like there's just all these different kinds of things that I'm adding in to where it's like I'm changing my relationship with food where I used to be the guy to go down to Casey's and grab at the same time. It's like now it's like foods that are healthy that I can see how it impacts my performance. And so you start to crave those a lot more.
Well, all those things that you were talking about that's in your pancake there, it's all whole foods. And that's the quick fix for you guys to be able to hit your protein and to be able to get rid of all the other stuff is just focus on whole foods. If that's 90 to 95% of your diet, and a lot of people that are trying to lose weight are scared of food. They don't want to eat food. But it's because they're choosing the wrong things. You don't realize how much food you can actually have.
Eggs.
Yes.
Sourdough.
Potatoes.
Yeah. Potatoes.
Fruit.
Sweet potatoes.
Yep. Yeah, steak, chicken, like all of this stuff that is single ingredient foods. But when you go to the store and you start going down those aisles, things that are boxed, that are bagged, you turn those around, There should not be 15 to 20 ingredients in something that just looks like it's a single ingredient.
Your body will look different and perform different just by cutting that. Maybe you might be over a little bit on calories and you might not be dropping, but your body will look different when, especially if you're strength training with that. It's just all the way across the board. It's going to impact your, some of us probably, some people are trying to lose weight so long that they've been in a calorie deficit that actually going into a calorie surplus for a little bit and getting the whole foods that so that you can recover and you can get your HRV and things like that up would probably be a benefit, especially women, but that's more for the men. But
I think that's what sets us apart at the Vitality Mill. And we had this client that was talking to me. They're like, Christian, like, and they're on week 5. Like, man, I have not noticed a lot of weight loss. I'm getting stronger on my lifts. I'm like, dude, I could be a terrible coach and I could make you drop weight fast. But what I would do is I would set you up for failure in the long run. Like I could tell you to cut your calories and I can have you come in here 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day. And I could just run you into the ground and I could get weight off of you real fast. But that'd be a terrible coach and I wouldn't be setting you up for the long run. So whether you're with us for 6 weeks or if you're with us for years and years down the line, we're going to coach you the right way. We're going to build up your metabolism, show you how to eat high protein, and show you how to focus on eating those whole foods that are going to set you up for success. So, you got anything else to touch on?
No, we can talk all that stuff. We're trying to keep this 15 minutes.
Yeah. Point number 3, chronic stress and cortisol. Stress just kills your testosterone. High cortisol levels just lowers your T. And a lot of this is just with the stress from work, from your family life, and just not managing that properly. So this is why, me and Seth, we gamify a lot of our life. And so with it, whether it be our family life, whether it be our business goals and stuff, we have targets that are going to set us up for success to help us manage all those things. And so, if you're stressed out at work, if you're stressed out at home, that's going to make it real hard it's going to put your testosterone in the dump.
A lot of people don't know that they're winning. So we gamify our life because, like, if you don't have a scoreboard to see that you're making progress, the majority of guys are looking at the peak and looking at how far they have to go instead of turning around. Every Friday, what do I hit you up with?
What are your 3 greatest wins?
So you can look back and turn around and see the progress that you've made. And at the same time, we've scored it, and we score it inside of our app, where we have like 60 points total. So we can see, like, we're making progress this week, but the majority of men don't know that they're making progress. And so that's one. The other side of it is meditation, taking some time to meditate first thing in the morning. That's why I go for my prayer walk. I'll take some time to meditate in the right after lunchtime. Meditation will help out, but going for walks. But question the BS that you're telling yourself too. A lot of the stuff that you're telling yourself, there's stories that aren't true at all.
Yeah.
And we're worried about things that aren't even going to come into to fruition. Like the majority of the worries that you have are like, you've done it before. If you've told yourself a story of like, this is going to be, oh my gosh, this is going to crush me. This is going to be awful. This is going to be, and then it gets to it. It's like the story you created was way worse than what actual reality was happening. So it's just realizing, and that's where, this isn't about like, it is for the Vitality Mill. It's like our foundation is like having faith. So you want to do to crush stress. Have some faith, and especially you guys, like, join us for our Bible study that we have on the first and the third Saturday here at 7:30 a.m. on at the Vitality Mill. We'd love for you to come in and like lean on that. So we'll move on from that one.
Yeah, for sure. You touched on it. Point number 4: lack of strength training and doing too much cardio. So the more muscle that we have on our body, that protects us from a lot of that stress. And so whenever you're just skipping lifting and only doing cardio, you're burning that muscle off of your body. And then that's another higher stressor on your body. And so if you don't have that muscle to help you regulate that stress and balance that stress, T levels into the dump.
And most of you need to work out 3 to 4 days a week on strength training. And just go get your walks in. I'm talking to people over 40. But even like what you got sick not too long ago, it's like we push our bodies too much, and like the story you were telling yourself is like, my mind, I do it for my mind. And yeah, you're doing it for your mind, but I can guarantee you, like when you were sick, your mind was not where it wanted to be as far
Not
as
at
that
all.
stuff goes. So it's things that, again, awareness and awareness precedes change, and you can become more aware of it as far as that goes. But for guys, especially over 40, 3 to 4 days of strength training is all I'm doing, and majority of it's I'm going for walks. I might do a ruck or something like that. Ride a bicycle. My dude's got me riding bicycle and stuff like a little kid stuff, just to unwind and get out of and yeah. So
That's it. Yeah, 3 to 4 days strength training, getting your stat.
let us help you out on that. Most of you, like if you're strength training more than 3 to 4 days a week, you're doing too much because you're not Mr. Olympia. Like
Yeah,
you're thinking that the more it's actually like we the body's smart and there's only a certain amount of sets and reps that your body actually needs, and any more than that is overkill. And for guys like me that's been working out for 30 years, a lot of my stuff is I just need to I don't have to do a lot of I just
you've
make
already put so much.
it's just maintaining and just
Yes,
doing just a little bit, just touching a little bit, 3 or 4
that's it.
steps and being done with it, moving on. So
Yeah,
but that's what we would point you in our direction for.
yeah, for sure. And that's what a lot of people need to realize is you're not building muscle right there in the gym. Like during your workout, your body's not building muscle in that moment. What you're doing is you're creating a lot of little micro tears into your muscle fibers, and it's what you do outside of the gym that's actually going to build that muscle back bigger. And so that's why the recovery is important. That's why not training that muscle group too often is important. And so that's where you're actually going to get the gains.
One I forgot on the sleep side of it too, but also the stress side of it is caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Like drinking caffeine after noon.
Yep.
Afternoon is a big one, and then like I'll have my coffee that I have right here. And like pretty much cut out energy drinks. I'll have my coffee. I may have tea, but I'll have a little bit of it, and I'll be done by 10:30, 11 usually. And I don't drink anything past noon because again, I've seen how it impacts my sleep and stuff as far as that stuff goes. But then continue to add caffeine to you where and it's also a stressor as well. It's a stressor on your body as well as far as that stuff goes. You only need a certain amount. If you're needing more than that, then yeah, you don't need it.
Yeah. And then last point here, number 5 is alcohol and lifestyle choices. Man, yeah, alcohol is just, and I can't speak a lot from integrity on this one. It's not something I've really dabbled into, but I can say from my clients, I see how they come in, the inflammation that they're holding on their body, the how much struggles they have of being able to not only maintain the muscle mass that they have, but you're not going to be able to put on muscle mass if you're regularly drinking alcohol, especially beer and stuff like that. Like
And it impacts your sleep. Most guys are like sleeping. They're going to bed and they have a few drinks at night and it's impacting your sleep. I quit alcohol about 5, 6 years ago just because there's a reason. When you're in your 20s and you drink, it doesn't impact you very much. You drink it, you wake back up the next day or whatever, and you don't have a hangover and things like that. But then when you start getting in your 30s and 40s and 50s, there's a reason why it impacts you so much because you're putting diesel in a gas tank and then wondering why your vehicle's not running right. So I'm not saying you can't have fun. I'm not saying you can't do that every once in a while and having it as like a treat or something like that. But like all the time, every day, it's like with me, like I want to, like you've seen it with the coffee and stuff. It's like I have this week allowed myself to have more than I usually do. But like if there's something that has a hold of me that I'm like needing it every single day and I'm like fiending for it as far as that stuff goes. I don't want anything to have a hold over me where that I have to have it. And if it does, then I'm going to try to get that off. Yeah, I'll look at it and go like, okay, this is going to be a little too much. It's just little stuff like looking at, oh, well, that's a $6 coffee. You have 4 or 5 of those. That's $30, $40 a week that you're getting. And then that's when I go like, okay, I'm good on that side and being aware of it that way.
Yeah. And I mean, it's dehydrating people as well. And so, yeah, and then you're not able to recover the way that you need to.
It's legit diesel in a gas tank.
Yeah.
Like it's poison. And there's nothing that really comes good out of it. Dude, you see you saw that Mark Sanchez
Yeah.
That dude that they said, there was individuals on ESPN like, that's the nicest, before he knew anything about what happened and that he was actually the aggressor. They were like, Mark Sanchez is the nicest guy ever as far as that stuff goes. Not on alcohol, he is. Yeah. But then he got alcohol. He was drinking, and he just like something snapped in him, and now he's like fake. Now he's lost his career. Like like because he beat up a 69-year-old. So it's getting to a certain point of going like, what is this serving me? If it's not serving you, then cut it out. Like being a kid.
No doubt. So let's recap the 5 killers there: poor sleep, poor nutrition, stress, lack of strength training, and then alcohol and lifestyle choices. So if that sounds like something that you guys are doing, just lean into one of these areas that you can attack this week to try to get better at. And obviously, I mean, if you need any, if you're not working with the Vitality Mill and you need help getting pointed in the right direction, this is the place to be.
Shift your focus on something else. We talk about the alcohol as far as that stuff goes. It's usually because you're bored. Yeah. The overeating, it's because you're bored. The staying up late, it's because you're bored. Find something that you go, okay, I'm going to shift my focus on something that serves me more, and you'll save more money, and you don't have to use it as an excuse of like, oh, the Vitality Bill is expensive. Well, it's not expensive if you cut out fast food, you cut out alcohol, you quit smoking cigarettes, you quit eating crap, but like, you cut that stuff out, it's not that expensive, and you can like afford it. But like, it's what happens is what you value. Until you get to something that you value, like I value feeling good. I value looking good. I value setting the standard for my family. So talking to the guys, I'm being a little bit more aggressive on this podcast than I usually do on the Vitality Mill side of it. It's like I told a guy the other day. My job is to sometimes throat punch you and with the facts to wake you up. And when we wake you up and you come in here and you drop 20, 30 pounds, now it's like you wipe the sleep out of your eyes and you're like, dang, where else in my life have I been asleep at the wheel? And then now you start to become more aware of like all the other things that you've just been leaking power, leaking energy, leaking confidence. And you start to wake up and you start to go like, where else can I get better? Where else can I improve? Where else can I show up more for my family? So anyway, we're done.
Yeah, that's it. I think we can close on that.
We'd love to have you in. We got our 12 and 12. We're launching our 3-step process now that come in. So when we get in clients through our momentum phase, through the skill set phase, and then we're giving you the keys to the kingdom. Now you can decide, hey, I want to be able to do this on my own, but I still want to come in and do with the Vitality Mill, use the Vitality Mill program, come into the gym and work out. But maybe you don't need coaching from us because we've gave you the skill sets that you need to be able to go where you want to go. The other side of it is our phase 2 is our level 2 is like our semi-private training that we're helping you with nutrition. We're helping you with workouts. We're doing all of it for you still and holding you accountable that way. And then level 3 is like for the individual who wants to take it to a whole nother level. They want to have more one-on-one sit downs over nutrition and have more accountability there. They want to have more structure and more customized workouts around their stuff. They want to go to Stretch U, and then they want to be able to come to any of the events or anything that we're doing as far as that stuff. So we got that. That's like the platinum side of it. So we got different options. We'd love to help you and point you in the right direction there. For
Coach Christian, Seth Humphrey.
Appreciate you.
See you guys in the next one. Welcome to Inside the Mill. We talk real fitness, real results, and the stories to prove it.